All right, guys, I wasn't planning on making a video today, and especially not on this topic, but the fact that we are now at war with Iran, I felt that it was necessary to address this and help you understand how this is going to impact people like you and me, okay? If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Donnie Joseph. On this channel, we typically talk about crypto, investing, wealth, mindset, and now apparently we talk about war. So let's just jump right in. Number one, I just want to make this very clear. This isn't a political video by any means at all, okay? I want to talk about how this is going to impact people like you and I. But I can't not address the elephant in the room. This is not a war that's about nuclear weapons. It's not a war that's about freeing people or helping people. This is business. This is money. This is part of the global financial restructuring that's taken place. This is two parts, okay? Number one, it's the part of the global reset, this new world order that's coming in. They can't just roll out this new financial system and like say, hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. It usually comes on the heels of war. Think back to World War II. What happened after World War II? The US became the dominant global leader and the US dollar became the world reserve currency. We have been losing that status of the world reserve currency. Nobody needs the US dollar anymore. We had it pegged, well, once it became once Nixon took it off of, or depegged it from gold, sorry for that, once Nixon depegged it from gold, the US dollar was no longer, it was just like a fiat currency. It was fake. They can print it anytime they want. What's kept its status as a world reserve currency is that most countries were forced to buy oil with the US dollar. That's no longer the case, okay? We're moving from a centralized banking system into a decentralized banking system. Now, with that, again, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that have to take place for this to happen, but it is happening. It's been very slow, but we are here. It's going to keep going on for the next 3 to 5 years until this is fully implemented. Now, that's the macro. The micro, again, we're at war with Iran, okay? What are the consequences of that? What are the implications of that? Number one, the war is going to drive up costs, okay? War doesn't happen like for free. It costs a lot of money to go to war. And it's not like we're already trillions of dollars in debt, so where do we get the money from that? We print it, we create more money. Ironically, we injected, I think it was like $15–16 billion into the banking system like a week before the war. Gee, I wonder why that happens. This isn't like, none of this stuff is random. So anyways, it costs a lot of money to go to war, so they have to print the money. When you start printing money, more money becomes available, right? More money circulating through the system. That lessens the value of the dollar. So that's one of the ways that this war is going to impact us, is that it's going to drive inflation. It's going to make essentially the money that you have in your bank worth less, okay? It's not going to be worth as much because there's going to be more of it circulating. In addition to that, right now, the Strait of Hormuz, I always struggle on this word, the Strait of Hormuz has been closed, okay? It's been closed. This is where roughly 20% of the global oil supply goes through this strait. With it closed, oil is not going to be moving. When oil is not moving, that's going to drive up the cost of oil, okay? Now, there's more implications or more consequences from that. I actually made another video on the reverse carry trade to explain what kind of that means, because you're going to start hearing that term a lot. So on the back end of this video, I'm going to put a link to that video. I just recorded it before I'm starting this one. So again, things are going to get very, very expensive. Now, that's all of the bad, okay? In addition to the lives that are going to be lost, we've already lost some soldiers. There's going to be civilians killed over there. War is never a good thing, okay? It's never a good thing. Essentially what happens is you get guys, like Trump sends in guys like Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, and it's like the mob, right? They go into these countries and they say, hey, we'd like to do business with you. These are the terms that we would like. You will come in, we'll build, like this is what they did in Ukraine. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, they go in and they say, hey, we'll come into Ukraine, we'll develop this area, we'll bring it. I think BlackRock even showed up. We'll build this. You're going to use our systems. You're going to use our companies. You're going to hire our guys. And it's a business deal. It's like the mob. And whoever doesn't agree with it, guess what happens to them? They get eliminated. You remember Saddam Hussein? Where did he go? He got eliminated. Gaddafi, eliminated. The guy in Venezuela, eliminated. These guys aren't playing ball the way that the US wants them to play ball. So what they do is they eliminate them and they put in somebody that's going to comply. It all goes back to money. That's what this is all about. Okay, those are all the downsides to it. Now let's talk about how you and I can position ourselves, because this is what the smart money is doing. Once you understand that we're in the middle of this restructuring, you have to look at what is going to be part of this new system that comes in, financially, technology-wise. Where would be the companies that you can start looking at to invest money? Because if you're not investing money and you don't make a move right now, when all of this stuff is settled, you're going to be screwed. And that's going to happen to a lot of people. Don't let that be you, okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. And mostly I'm just following what the wealthy do, okay? So I start looking at what are the companies that are going to be part of this new restructuring. From the crypto side, I'm looking at things like XRP, because that's going to be part of how money is going to move once this new system is set up. I'm looking at things like HBAR. I'm looking at companies like VeChain. I'm looking at Bitcoin, Solana. All of these are assets that I'm investing in because I believe they're going to be part of this new restructuring once everything is rolled out. Okay, so this is what the wealthy do. They're not sitting back and trying to stay married to the old way of the way that things used to happen, the way that things used to be. They're starting to position themselves. They're positioning themselves because they understand that the change is taking place. And so they're going to get in position so that when the things do take place, they will make money. This is what wealthy people are doing. Again, you understand that the dollar is going to consistently lose value because of inflation, because of what's happening, the printing and all of that stuff. And you have to start moving into these deflationary assets like Bitcoin. Don't believe the narrative that Bitcoin is going to zero. Don't believe all the BS, because all they're doing is trying to fudge you out of it so that they can drive down the price and they can buy more. Don't believe the hype, okay? Stay focused, stay locked in, stay researching, follow channels like this so that I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not here to hype up a coin or like, that's not what this is about. I started this channel, again, I was gonna say I started this crypto channel. I started this YouTube channel because I understand the severity. I understand the urgency, and I wanted to help get the message out. It would be unfair of me to understand what's taking place and not sharing it with people so that they can do something about it for themselves. Now, the reality is that very few people will listen and accept the message and understand that they need to make a move. That's a very small percentage. There's a higher percentage of people that will hear what I'm saying and it'll just go over their head. They're just not listening to it, right? They're like, or maybe not that they're not listening to it, they're just not ready for it. They're in a different place in their life. Then there's another group of people, and these are the ones that hear what I'm saying and they reject it altogether. They think it's all bullshit, and they just outright tune it out. They think I'm crazy. They don't want to listen to it. They talk negative about it. They put the clown emojis in the comments, things like that. Stay away from those people. Those people are very dangerous. They walk through life in a negative illusion, and unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about that other than just pray for them and hope that they open their eyes one day. If you are one of the small percentage of people that are hearing this message and understand that you need to do something about it, here's what you can do. Again, pay off all of your debt. Don't give any money away in credit card interest to people that you do not need to be giving money away to. Okay? If you're a guy, if you're a man, you better be taking care of business at home. I work out every single day. I eat healthy. I have a family to protect. I take that role very serious. Be the leader, okay? I'm gonna say that I'm just gonna drop that. Be a leader. But what you can do in the interim is minimize your frivolous spending. Start eliminating spending money on dumb stuff. If you have debt, pay it down. Save up a minimal emergency fund. Even if it's $1,000, save up an emergency fund. If you already got that taken care of, now it's time to start investing. I invest in things like XRP, Bitcoin. I invest in VeChain, Solana, HBAR, XLM, WLFI. I invest in, those are the ones that I invested on the crypto side, on the stock side. I just started going into a dividend. It's STRC. I have some high risk yield max ETFs. I have various stocks, but I'm predominantly in the crypto space because I believe that that is the largest amount of opportunity in the shortest amount of time, okay? And I think we're gonna be surprised here pretty soon with some major moves to the upside. And I'm gonna close with this, okay? I know we're at war, and I know a lot of people are saying that this is gonna be, oh, well, when they went to a war with Iraq, that it was supposed to be 3 weeks and it went on for however many years. I personally, my gut instinct, I don't think this is going to go on very long. I don't think that the Trump administration, unless things go sideways and now we're starting to see other countries get involved, you know, where you can have this World War III type of a situation. But I think that they've taken all of that into consideration. I believe that once things are settled, it may be a couple of months, but if these guys want to stay in power here, I'm talking about specifically here in the US, they have to win the midterms. And I don't see them being able to win the midterms if we're in an all-out war. Not only do they have to win the midterms by not being in war, but they also have to pump the markets. Americans are hurting right now financially, and one of the ways that they can win voters is to pump the market. So I do believe that that is going to take place. It's not a prediction, it's just my personal thought. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, that's just what I believe. So anyways, I hope this information was informative and helpful. Please let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Why do you think we're at war? Am I wrong? Is it really about protecting the Iranian people that have been oppressed? Is it about the nuclear weapons? Or do you agree that it's possibly more related to money and oil and restructuring and all of those things? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, we'll talk soon.